bringing to you Jamaica's first ever taxi app. Imagine, gone are the days when we have to go outside and fan down taxis, so. And then call taxi and them say 10 minutes. And when you look, you see our 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 car come. And you don't know which one is your driver. Well, the Travelr app has now evolutionized how you travel here in Jamaica. And I can tell you, you don't have to go roadside and set so again. Them the days they're done. And you know have to say, boy, I'm not no credit. How am I going to get a taxi? Them the days they're done. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you, and I will say this, one of Jamaica's best. My background, go look on the review. I take Travelr every day, at least twice or thrice a day. Listen, one of Jamaica's best taxi company. Travel smart, travel safe with Travelr. Download the app, Google Play, App Store, punch in your location. Easy to use, you know. Punch in your location and just go so up. And if you have a coupon, select it, type it in, press it, and in no time, it connects you to speak with your driver. And not only that, it connects you to speak with your driver, you know. But guess what, guys? Quick and fast, zoom, you're out of there. Taxi reach you like in 5 minutes because the geo tracker in the Travelr app shows you the location of where your taxi is coming from before it even reaches you. And I can tell you, me stop call Travelr, you know. I don't bother calling again. I app in quick, fast, and effective and efficient. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mr. Damar Hutchinson of Travelr Taxi.
Hey, good evening. Thank you for having me. It's a very informative expo, and I'm glad that small business actually come out to really showcase the product. But today we're not going to really talk much about Travelr Taxi. We're going to talk about the entire taxi industry and how we have used technology to advance ourselves in the taxi industry. And what we want everybody to do, to think about how technology can bring the business to the next level. Because technology is the vehicle that caused Travelr Taxi to grow rapidly over the last 2 years. Technology, and we only can praise technology. So let us, we're going to have an interactive session. We're going to see if we can answer some questions and really see how we can use technology to actually give you a heads up to how you can move your business to the next level. Understand? So we're going to have an interactive session so everybody can participate and we can learn more about the business that you operate and see how we can use technology to move your business to the next level. And if you have any question that you want to ask about probably the back end of Travelr Taxi, how we operate, and the technology that we use, we can also answer that type of question. So can give you insight about what we do on the back end. Because there's a lot of moving parts, and when everything works together, it creates the entire system that you see on the front end. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of things you have to be putting together to make sure you get a quality service. All right? So I want to know about the different businesses in this place right now. All right? Who can put up there and tell me what they do? Who first can put up there and tell me what they do? Anybody in here want to tell me about their business? You. Guys. Great. All right, what I want to ask you now, how do you use technology in your business to be efficient? Do you think technology can actually help you to scale to the wider Jamaica and possible the Caribbean? What if tomorrow you get 1,000 orders? Can you fulfill it? All right, we need to talk. All right, who else want to talk about the business? All right, go ahead. Tell me. All right, my question to you now. How do you currently use technology in your business? If you get 500 orders tomorrow, can you manage it? Can't manage 500. All right, so we need to talk also. Anybody in this room? Yeah. But can anybody in this room, if tomorrow 500 person decide, say, hey, I want your product, can you fulfill it without breaking your back? Anybody in here can fulfill 500 orders without breaking your back? In about 2 days. You can fulfill it. All right, tell us about your business. So you basically have a logistics software in-house that you use to manage all of these so that you don't break your back. All right, great, great, great. Actually, she have a starting point, so she actually moving forward. But let us tell you what technology is about. Technology is about scaling. In order to move your business from being the small business selling 10 products a day, if somebody come in and want too much product, then you break. You don't want that to be an issue. You want to build the business a certain way where you can manage the numbers. And managing the numbers will enable to increase profit margin, and that's a very important thing right now in the economy in Jamaica. If you can't increase your profit margin, you're in big problems because you find that if you keep small, you will be at the potential, you will lose based on bigger competition and any volatility in the economy. And you don't want that to be your business. All right, you have any other business that want to really break down and see how we can actually learn more about the systems and how technology can actually improve your operations? Any other business? Nobody want to talk about the business? All right, you can ask a question. Yes. All right, let us step back and then we're going to go forward. All right, in 2021, Travelr Taxi is just a regular traditional calling company. Currently in Jamaica, no taxi company can fulfill 500 orders, where 500 persons calling for a taxi within 5 minutes. No taxi company can do it currently. So what we at Travelr has done is we went to the drawing board and we reviewed and we said, in order to really scale this thing, in order to really get more market share, in order to impact more passengers, we need a system to enable 500 passengers to can actually book a taxi simultaneously at the same time. So we went to the drawing board and said, all right, the only thing we can use is a technology system. So we developed an app. That app is an app that persons can download on their phone. And then when they go in the phone, it's a self-booking system. So you don't necessarily have to call and talk to somebody because there is no scalability in human resources. There is no scalability in human resources. You cannot get more persons to answer more calls. You have to figure out how to use technology to minimize the amount of human resource you need to actually serve a lot of passengers at the same time. So we went to the drawing board, we developed an app. where persons can self-book, they put in the location, they put in the destination, they actually send that out. 500 passengers can send out a request at the same time. We now have the back-end system to ensure that there's a lot of drivers out there, and drivers now would see that request coming on the phone, and then they can accept that job, and they can proceed. Each driver get the information for the passenger they would go and pick up. And that's how we would fulfill 500 order if 500 persons book a taxi. And we realize this technology is lacking in the industry. So what we start to do now is really sending in proposal to other taxi services. So the other companies that they say out there and they call them and you can't get through and you always hear so them line busy, you beep, 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 and you left stranded and want a taxi. We actually sending in proposal on the basis of that, telling them, hey, you can get your drivers on the Travelr taxi system, and it can be easier for your passengers to book a taxi using the Travelr taxi system. So don't feel burdened by having to hire more operators, having to pay for more phone lines, having to get more books, because most of the traditional taxi service, they use books and pen. This is 20 odd years kind of thing. It's ridiculous. The industry has changed, and you can't be using book and pen in the 21st century or the 22nd century. You can't be using book and pen right now. It's a different thing. Not even to make a note, you should just make the note on your phone. I don't like to say book and pen. I don't like to see it. Even in school, they should be just using the tablet to make notes. Typing is become very, very normal. Everybody should be able to type fast and take information fast. That is where the Jamaica economy should be. So we need to work towards that and get that in the schools and everywhere. You get what I'm saying? So that's the overview of why we need to sit down, figure out how we can use technology to scale. Look, let me give you an example. Look at Amazon. Amazon can process a lot of orders. Everybody can order through Amazon. And Amazon don't break. Why Amazon did that? Amazon invest in technology. They learn the system. They realize where they fall short. And they say how to improve it. And then what they do mass marketing. So they say, all right, we can provide the orders now to 1,000 persons if they order now. Let me push out the marketing. So they are not afraid to spend $5 million on a TV commercial, because they know when they spend the $5 million on the TV commercial, they can process the 5 million orders that will come in. A small business, even if a small business can afford to put an ad on the TV, when those orders come in, you will break. And you will feel like you lose your money on the TV commercial because the person wants the product now, and you can't provide them, so you can't get to take their money. You get what I'm saying? So that is why we actually want every business in Jamaica to level up and actually use technology to improve operations and scale. Think about serving the next community. Think about the big orders. Think about serving a wider community. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we plan to do for Travelr Taxi using the same technology. So by the end of the year, Travelr Taxi should have a firm foundation in Jamaica island-wide. So you should be able to go anywhere in Jamaica and actually can book a Travelr Taxi using the app. And after we cover Jamaica, we plan to do some research and bring in the Travelr Taxi system to the Caribbean. So we're looking at the smaller islands where, you know, they don't really use a lot of technology, but sometimes they may need taxi service. So we plan to bring it in the smaller Caribbean islands to see, what's the acceptance level and see if they like it, and then we can move forward from there. So that's a goal that we have at Travelr Taxi. And as I said, we're working very hard because Travelr Taxi is a new company. We started like in 2017, and we started very small. We just throw something together and just start. But the number one thing that we started with is technology, because we never use book and pen. Always use a little spreadsheet. We always figure out, we can use the computer to make life easier. Or we can use this to make life easier. We're always looking on different softwares that we can actually implement in office to simplify certain process. If we see a process taking too long, we say, no, that's not economical. Let's figure out a way how to do it easier. So that's what we focus on at Travelr Taxi, being productive rather than just doing something just because. You get what I'm saying? Anybody have a question directly towards Travelr Taxi and the back end of Travelr Taxi? You guys don't have any question? All right, let me touch on that. Traveler taxi almost own no vehicle. Traveler taxi almost own no vehicle. Because what traveler taxi is doing is working on a system and a clientele. So we go out and we tell passengers, hey, you can come on the system, book your taxi and use our system. We promise you the system. And then the drivers come in now, we tell them the requirements, we tell them the standard, and they follow the standard. If a driver on the system now decide that, hey, I don't want to work with Traveler Taxi anymore, then we can take him off. If you don't want to work with the rules and regulation of Traveler Taxi, then we can always say, all right, we can part with you, do your own thing, and we still over here doing our thing. You get what I'm saying? So once a driver willing to work with our standards, our rules and regulation, then we will more than happy to accept that driver on the system, and he just download the Traveler Taxi driver app. We'll do our screening process, he send in his vehicle documents, and we run our interview, and then we approve that driver on the system. So when you go on it now and book a taxi, then that driver get the opportunity to actually answer that job and can come and pick you up. And when you use the app, you actually get to track the driver, you get a picture of the driver, and you get to share that location with a family and friend. I can actually share that location on social media also. But that is what we've been doing at Traveler Taxi. It's not easy, it's very difficult, but we're actually trying to get it done. We're putting in the work. So work like 18 hours a day. Sometimes we don't bother sleep. We say, hey, we can't sleep today. It's a waste of time. And we just put in the work. Just because we want to meet deadlines and we want to accomplish the goals. You get me? It's not so easy for small business to elevate, but you have to put in the work. There's a saying that if you're going to go a party and it's not a business move, you don't waste your time and do it. You do something that will improve yourself in that time. All right? Any other question? Hold on. Oh, you want to use the mic? So I didn't have a roaming mic.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jillian from Bridge 99 FM. As a global station, we reach out to people all over in the diaspora. So my question to you, does Traveler Taxi Service cater to persons who are traveling to or from Jamaica, airport pickup, so to speak?
Well, it's good to have bridge, because we're actually in dialogue with one of the sales rep to actually get in some of the station overseas. But I mean, we're always looking for ways to market. But don't be surprised if you go in New York and you see a Traveler Taxi sign. Don't be surprised, because it's about scalability. You get what I'm saying? It's about scalability. No, they won't get a taxi in the US. But I mean, it wouldn't be getting a taxi. It would just a Traveler Taxi with a Jamaica flag. You probably see something like that. But it's really Jamaica-wise. But it's always good to spread the wings. It's always good to spread the wings, because if international companies can come here, why I can't go over there and say, hey, when you come Jamaica, is we your transport, we are the official transport provider. So that's what we're going towards, and we're just always sitting down looking for more opportunity to get in front of persons. Like, because we have the scalability now, we're just aggressively going everywhere, because we can manage 500 orders in 5 minutes. That's the scalability we're looking at when you talk about Traveler Taxi. Last year, we could not do it. This year, we can. So we're actually looking at an improvement for our business, and we're just pushing it to see how far we can reach with this across the island. All right? Any other question before we wrap up? All right, I guess we do have any other questions, but everybody can follow us on Instagram at Traveler Taxi. We actually have a TikTok. We have Facebook. We're always looking for new social media to sign up on, but it's just being out there, trying to just lock the place that we're working towards. And you will see more about Traveler Taxi all over. Right now, we're actually doing 2 events. We are doing one here and we're doing one down by Woolmers. We're actually going very hard because we have a goal. By the end of the year, Traveler Taxi should be all over Jamaica. So That's what we're working towards. You have to set your goals, implement them, and work towards it. It's about dream big and work towards it. Thank you for having me.